treasurer, you won't have to amend that.
You come back at your own time, you should wait another couple of weeks.
Right? You see my grass? I haven't got a letter yet, but I bet I'll get one.
You were fixing to. We talked about it last month.
Did you? Trash and junk in the yard?
Your day come up.
Trash and junk. I wonder why my wonderful neighbors didn't go down there and run the mower over it.
Zero turn stuck in the yard this weekend.
Did you see what's in my backyard? Did you see my retro feet?
Maybe I did.
I've been looking for 2 years for one.
Yeah.
Backyard.
That's awesome.
Remember I said I stopped.
For up here when I get it done, but, and I can't.
So you're gonna put mom to it?
No, it's not much. I mean, there's a couple of things I'll have to do, like the bearings and stuff, but things are supposed to be.
So you're gonna redo it yourself?
We're gonna use it for what, the initial plan was to head out west. I wanna go to County Line.
What you got down there is a little bit of a hump. You got a big bill down
We got
for
29.
so you almost pay, you gotta pay somebody to do that one anyhow, which you probably don't. Just leave it, don't you?
Yeah, we leave it, we pay, it's called putting it in storage, it costs
What about
$900.
hurricane season or anything, just leave it? I guess it's insured for a reason.
It is, and it's rolled it out, all three, and we went through Ian and Nicole that destroyed the beach. And,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I just said, so we pull the slides in and turn it off and.
Lord have mercy.
It's probably like
That's probably why it's so small.
Hey, coffee, you want coffee? Somebody want coffee?
If I drink coffee.
I usually don't, but I couldn't drink it, so.
Me, I go from 2 pots a day to 1 pot.
Good, you have one today. I know I'm drinking a lot, so I definitely don't need that.
I'm usually up by 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't hang.
Getting out of it. But you don't get nothing in the morning.
Remember that the meeting was today?
I told him.
I'm gonna talk to him.
Talk to him today.
I told him today. I told him about changing the date and he said that's fine. That sounds good.
Ten four.
And you go where the meeting is proposed?
All right. We're gonna open it up for the public meeting, wastewater project. I'm gonna pass this around. We're gonna sign our names for the public meeting to let everybody know who was here for this meeting. But I'm gonna go ahead and just announce that before I started. Do you want the address on there too?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Don't say any bad words.
Me?
Sit about me, man.
Okay. Well, that's that thing, so you can just go and put that back on there. Do what? Oh, Andrew. No, Andrew. All right. Yep, ready for it, like, whenever.
So, good evening. Tonight is the public hearing for your wastewater project. This is kind of a combined 2-for-1 hearing. So I'll start off with the Okra stuff. So the town is applying for a grant through the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs in the amount of $750,000. This is the maximum that the town can apply for. These funds are Community Development Block Grant funds through HUD, and so they are federal dollars. Part of the process, you've got a proposal that is due April 17th, and then an application that is due in June. And you're required to have 2 public hearings, one prior to the proposals, and then one prior to the application. So we will have one more hearing for the Okra grant. The main purpose of the hearing as far as Okra is concerned is to hear details of the project and then also to take any public comments that anyone has regarding the project. One of the things that Okra really looks at is that there was public participation in the process and that there was public input and hopefully some support for the project, but definitely documenting the need for the project. They put a lot of focus on the residential impact of this project. So we're going to go through starting with the Okra part, and then the explanation on SRF, and then the actual project description, and then we'll open it up for comments afterwards. I will note that we also would like to have letters from residents. That also plays a big role in getting the grant and making sure it's a competitive application. We also have a survey that the town has copies of. There's an electronic version. We can get that out as well. And so we really want that residential input. So that's the Okra part.
So we're matching the Okra grant with a funding from the State Revolving Loan Fund. The application is due tomorrow, so we'll be submitting the minutes from this public hearing along with the application and the preliminary engineering report to IFA as part of your application. As far as the process with IFA, on or about July 1st, they will submit a list of all the people who have applied for the funding. They will score and rank all of the applications that were submitted, except for the ones that are submitting with Okra, like we are. So we will get scored, but we will not be ranked. We will be ranked once our Okra grant is funded. So hopefully if we're funded the first round, about August we'll know that, and then they will rank us as well. So the matching fund is about $1.5 million. Will come with the rest. As part of this public hearing, we also have for you to pass 2 resolutions. The first is approving the PER. I know we already had to approve the PER with the last grant that we got to fund it. However, they require that we do it as well for the state application. And then also a resolution authorizing your town council president to sign the application. So we have a number of forms for him to sign, and I'm going to bring those to him tomorrow because I have those on there instead of Dakota. So, but I'll revise those and bring those back to him tomorrow. So with that, I'll turn it over to Eric to present the PER.
Yep, thank you. As you guys know, I think it was 2023, we did a master utility study. We looked at needs in sewer, water, and storm sewer. We're applying now for just the sewer part of that. After looking at things across all the utilities, that was where the most need was. So basically, we pulled those sections out and created a standalone PER, preliminary engineering report, that just goes through the sewer issues that we looked at back then. Really no changes to the needs of the projects in the couple of years that passed since then. Basically, we know the collection system in town pretty leaky. You've done projects over the years to address some of the worst areas in town. They have had an effect. It's not uncommon though that we see that kind of creep back up after we've done that type of work. It's just kind of the nature of sewer rehab work, basically. But really what hasn't been touched is the treatment plant itself, the lagoons themselves. have really not been touched since originally constructed in 1977. They have in the past been lower priority needs as we wanted to address some of the inflow and infiltration needs first, but they don't correct themselves, and those issues that we've had out there just continue to get a little bit worse. We have had a few effluent violations, pretty far in few between, but there have been effluent violations of BOD, suspended solids, and ammonia on occasion. Nothing really frequent, but that is kind of indicated of maybe losing some capacity in those lagoons. So one of the items that we really want to try to get accomplished with this project is to dredge the lagoons, regain that capacity. That will help with the treatment process that happens in those lagoons as well. We also have quite a bit of bank erosion on the interior bank of the lagoons, more so kind of on the northern end, where the wind direction generally comes from the south and hits that because it's basically wave erosion that hits it. Again, left unchecked, we could compromise the lagoon walls and could lose it. So it could be a pretty severe issue. So we've got a number of spots, pretty much the entire north wall of the North Lagoon to be restabilized, and then some other spots around both lagoons where we've seen some pretty bad erosion that's occurred. There's some valving out there that's original, doesn't really work. Those need to be replaced. It's an important line that connects the two lagoons, so it's not something that we can easily just plug off and do ourselves. So it really needs to be part of the project as well. So we've got those in there, and then the outfall structures themselves, which are the structures that are within lagoons where we control how much flow comes out of those. Again, original, really haven't had much done to those over the years, so they need some repair and replacement as well. And then finally, there is a section, the South Lagoon, that we've known for years has been stayed wet on the outside, so there's a bit of a leak kind of coming through there. So we do have a repair to dig that out, repack it with clay, and then bring it back up to grade again to address that issue. So all told, that comes to about $2.2 million worth of work that needs to be done out there. It's a significant project, but after being in service since 1977, it's time. So lagoons will continue to serve the town well. It's very appropriate technology for the type of flow that we have, the discharge that we have. It affords us to be able to do that pretty well. So I think it's definitely worth pursuing. We did look at other alternates to maybe build a mechanical plant or even regionalize, and those were much, much more expensive.
They're not gonna come in here and decide we have to do that, are they?
No.
Okay.
No. And that's one of the reasons we have to look at.
I was gonna ask you that last time.
Yeah. No, if they do, and that is one thing that they will absolutely require, anymore. They're wanting to regionalize as much as possible, but it's so much more expensive than rehabilitating what you've got.
It'd be more like the Christie's area, like I mentioned before.
Yes.
Sort of.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do I have any comments on any of that stuff?
As part of the SRF application, we do have 5 additional days to make comment that we'll collect comments for.
I have one. Nathan, on that survey, when do you have to have those?
By the time the application goes in, but maybe by the end of April, if we could give everybody a month to come fill those out and get them in. That way we have time to put together a good application.
Are those available online? We have some? Okay.
On the residents need to fill out some paperwork. What should they put in there to help us out on the grants? Do you have any kind of?
So.
We give them an idea of what to say if
they really want to know, if there's a direct residential impact. This project is going to be more difficult because it's not. In a roundabout way, everybody is experiencing, that they're affected by it, but just not, nothing's backing up in the houses or anything.
Yeah.
But so really, we'd be looking for just that, we care about this project. We, we're concerned about, the issue, we want the lagoons.
The problems might occur later
Yeah.
on or something like
Yeah.
that, okay.
Those what ifs.
Yeah.
And
1977 is,
yeah.
yeah.
The more personal we can make it, the better. If we get 100 letters that just say we support this project, I mean, that, they don't care about that, so make it personal. You lived here, your whole life, and whatever, just something that makes it personal.
Does the board members count too on that?
Your residents.
Yep. Okay.
There's also 2 resolutions that need to be passed. You should have those in front of you. The resolutions, I sent 2 resolutions today. I have extra copies, although they got the wrong names on them, but I do have them with me.
We did the one on letterhead.
Yeah, I sent 2 resolutions this morning too, but I've got copies.
Oh, that was. Remember we did the second one, or the
Yeah.
one we did this morning.
So the first resolution is the signatory resolution. It says that, gives, it says Doug, it should say Dakota, the authority to sign the application, and that also, I don't know if we need to re-sign,
I
but
can
we need to
fix
approve
that.
it, and then we can.
You sent them this morning?
I did send them this morning, but you would need to approve it, so, and then we can re-sign. But the first one is signatory authorizing him to sign, and then the second one is approving the preliminary engineering report dated March 2025. So you can approve those, and she'll print out the new names.
So can we do this in this meeting here?
Yes.
Okay, this is where we do it?
Yep.
So, I will need a vote to approve the SRF loan program signatory authorization, allowing myself, Dakota Reese, to sign off on, the loan application process. And then the second one is the approval of the preliminary engineering report dated March 2025. Can I get 2 for that,
We need a
please?
motion for
Yeah,
that.
2 motions for that, please.
I'll make a motion for, do I have to say all
Oh,
that?
Andrew. No, that's why I'm trying to read it out loud.
Yeah, I'll make a motion for what you just said.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? So carries 5-0, thank you. So whenever those get
Oh, we don't say.
revised, we'll sign the ones that get revised. No, we just did them both all in one, just rectified that. Yep.
Here. And we've got 2 ones too.
Okay.
They don't need votes, they're just forms that go in with
Okay.
the application.
Just they need to be signed by me.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the rest of the
Yeah.
money later on the line.
So SRF
Fix it up.
is
Yeah.
matching
Yeah.
the other, so together it'll.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
That's important.
All right, these are getting passed around now. They have been corrected.
I don't know. Do they go to you?
Yeah.
You're making copies for ours.
I will. If you want them back here for Thanksgiving.
Before anything gets started, can I sure our name and address gets in on any kind of storm drainage.
This is sewer. This is sewer,
This is all
wastewater.
sewage and wastewater.
But I wanna make sure Eric knows in case something gets
No.
on.
No, this isn't.
Yeah.
All right, we have ended the public meeting for the wastewater project. Any other comments before I up and adjourn? I've got your stuff, Nathan, by the way.
Okay.
Signed.
Is there any way we can get like what we're planning to do, like a small write-up to go with these surveys, so that people that don't attend the meetings or,
Yep.
or don't come up actually know what's going on, they're not just getting a piece of paper saying,
Yeah.
you know, do you care about wastewater or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I
So
can,
they know what to comment on, basically.
That way they kinda know what we're planning on doing. and
right,
everything.
right, yeah, let me put together like a one-page
Yeah.
deal, and maybe got some figures
Yeah,
on it.
high
and then-
points, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yes, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, can I get a motion to adjourn the public meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the public meeting.
Can we get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? So carries 5-0. Thank you all. All right.
You give me your paper.
All right, now we're gonna be opening up the regular session, here, call to order, welcome everybody, that is here. We'll start off with the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. You wanna do that first, or? Is he ready?
I think he'd be ready.
Okay.
Unless you want.
All right, we're gonna start with River Industries today. That should be a little bit quicker of the guests. We've got 2 guests today, to start off the meeting.
Hey, Mr. Henderson, this is Doug Greasy at the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I got the whole board here, and if they got a question, I'll just point my phone towards them. I've already heard everything I need from you, so I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, no problem. Just want me to explain what we're gonna start out doing there?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start your side, yeah. And this, I did bring everything along with me, so just in case.
Okay. Well, what we're gonna do, what you got there now is you got straight pieces of angle on there, hold the wheels on, no bracing. So we'll remove those from there. We'll put good bracing on there, and all the galvanized coating. The bearings, it'll have still good marine bearings on it. Right now, you don't even have bearings on the wheels. It's just a straight shaft going through there. And we're gonna make 2 of the wheels pivot. That way, you can actually steer that dock when you put it in the water. If you try moving it right now, the way it is, if the wheel's fixed, you're gonna end up breaking a wheel off. And with no bracing on there, it's very flimsy on that dock right now. And we'll also be making a towing hooks through there where you can pin up out of the way when you're not using it. That way, you have to over the pickup truck where you need to move that dock around. So basically, we're gonna beef it up, use 3x3 angle there. You'll have a swivel wheel, kind of like on the end of a bush hog. There'll be heavy duty wheels on there. There won't be the old flap style wheels of what's on there now. And you won't have to worry about them seizing up and all that good stuff, because we'll put good marine bearings and everything. And it'll have good supports underneath the dock itself. Right now, you just got 2 straight pieces of angle coming down from the dock going vertical to the wheels. And if it hits something, catch something while you're putting it in the water, it's just going to angle right off there.
Yeah. So, the quote you gave us, it may not be, it could be lower, right?
Yeah, it could be lower, just like I say, it just depends. I mean, once we get there, we're gonna knock it out one day. It's not gonna take horribly long.
Okay.
But I don't think we're gonna run into issues. I didn't see nothing there we'll have a problem with, but, I know if we don't do something soon with the steel prices are going up, my vendors have all called me on that.
Right, yeah.
Then I'm gonna gallon coat everything that we put down there. That way it's got a good coating on there and lasts it, because it's gonna be mostly flat in the water there, so I need something where it's not gonna deteriorate the metal.
Right.
So it'll have a coat gallon coat on the wheels, all that good stuff once we're done.
Any kind of warranty. I know you told me something about if a log hits it, it wouldn't be warranted, but if it happens to rip off.
My wheels break or something like that, I'll warranty it, but I can't warranty, like, say, a tree coming down the river.
Right, yeah. Sounds good.
But other than that, if you were to break off there and it's something I did, yes, I would stand behind it. I'll stand behind my work.
Okay.
How soon could you get this done? I mean, once we do what we gotta do.
The most part would be, I have a lot of metal in stock that I keep on hand. Within another week or two, I could get on it and have it done.
Awesome.
Sam's our manager. I was just gonna ask him what he thought, cause I know he said it before, so, on that part.
Well, the sooner the better for
Yes.
me. I ended up having to move it again. I moved. You can't move it without those wheels, but I tell you, it'd be a lot easier with them. And I just did it last week because they need the safety boat going in for this bridge here, so I went ahead and moved it. And I told you I wasn't going to. I'd like to come back anytime. Did last year in April. If it comes again, if we gotta move that thing quick, it's not easy. So sooner the better for me. Last month.
Which we could possibly get on it next week. I'm just gonna fit you guys in. We're busy right now, but I'm just gonna fit you in our schedule.
Okay. Like I told you earlier when I called you, if you needed some help, they even bring the cost down any at all, that I'd be available to help out. We got, the town would be okay with using the tractor.
Yeah, I moved it to, it's on content, I don't know if you've seen it, it's sitting in the parking lot, out of the way,
Yeah.
so you can get to it fairly easy.
I know you came down the one day to see it. Did you ever come back by and check it out again?
Yeah, me and I brought one of my shop foremen with me. We came back down there, took some hard measurements and stuff, and he's the one that made the print after you guys got in your hand.
Okay. Yeah, because me and my son was leaving to go to Indianapolis. We seen two guys down there. I thought, man, I think that's Mr. Henderson. I believe it is.
Yeah, it was a green Jeep or Milwaukee truck there.
Yeah. All right. Well.
But he didn't seem an issue. We got a crane truck. We'll pull right up next to it. We'll pick it up however we need it. We got jacks and stuff like that. And
Okay.
it'll move along fairly quick.
Okay. Well, like I said though, I'll be available if you need any help.
Okay.
Just give me a day's notice. All I need.
Gotcha. Like I say, whenever you guys make a decision, just let me know. And the only thing I really got to get in here is the wheels that I spec'd out there. Other than that, everything's local.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? No?
Good.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Bye.
Miss Sam Cassidy,
Hey, I ain't gonna stand up.
you're fine.
Just wanted to tell you the festival's coming along really great. Angie's gonna share some things about the camping with you, but everything's according to our original timeline. Everything is falling into place. All of our talent is confirmed. That will be here. We're gonna have some special things come up that we're really not gonna put out yet because it's still, with the John Mellencamp thing, there's still a possibility that he's gonna be able to come, but we're not gonna put that out publicly. But Bobby Clark will be here to accept the award for the Grandview song. So
Awesome.
we will have that ceremony, and our 8th District Congressman, Mark Mesmer, is scheduled to come to this and wants to be a part of all of that. And Angie and I have a meeting with him on Friday, to talk about corporate sponsorships. So we're just really grateful to him that he gave us an ear, and he's very interested in using these kind of festivals as economic development.
Of course.
So I'm hoping to get a lot of new people into the town and just show it off.
For sure.
You know, and we need lots of volunteers, and I'm gonna call it a community gathering, cause I've got, descriptions for who all we need for what.
Okay.
So I talked to, Betty about having it down at the Civic Center. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get a date down there, but we'll have it somewhere in town for people to, and I, you know, my phone just is non-stop ringing every day with people wanting to help. So
Good.
I'm just really thrilled about all the response that we're getting. So Angie, if you wanna.
Okay, I'm gonna say it for vacancy over here. Told you we'd make a plan on the campground. I'm gonna just kind of, not an artist or nothing, but, okay, this here's the loop here, the circle down at the Y Pond. And so we're gonna have, for safety reasons, one way out, one way in, as Sam suggested last year. Also for no campers or blindsiding into there and make it safer. Not gonna have anything in this middle part except at the back. We planned on having a fire pit, make a fire pit with block, stone, something. And that fire pit would not be lit by anybody but Bill or somebody that's in charge or something. And it will be totally put out before they leave. It won't be left going at night time or anything. It'll be started and stopped too at the same time, or same meeting. And it won't be started till after the music fest is stopped for that night. And tent camping in the back area here, depends on what we're dealing with weather, of course. But I think we can get about 15 campers on each side, thereabouts, depending on the size. For sure 20 campers into that area. We have had some people call already and want to see if they can come like midweek, because they're kind of like trying to make it a part of their vacation and come and stay midweek and just see what Grandview is about. So I told them I need to check with you all first. The festival board has come up with charging $20 a night for it to try to help out expenses for people to clean on the park and stuff like that afterwards and stuff. And also we're going to bring in another porta potty. There'll be one down there already, like we always do, I'm sure. But we're going to bring in another one. That way there is two there if need to be used for the campers and stuff, the tents. And also we're going to bring in, it will be fresh water, but not for drinking tank, just for people if they needed it for their tent camping and stuff. You know, most campers will have it and everything. Letting people know that it's dry camping, it's, you know, no electricity or anything like that, but everybody, yeah, primitive camping, totally. And seem to have people on board, you know, you don't know really till the last minute of things, but wanted to be able to give people that have called answers, you know, and but I told them we had to check with y'all first. We do have a plan basically made for the grounds, fairground and the campground, or fairground, the baseball park, where we're going to have what, but before we put that in stone, we want to talk to Sam on everything, including the parking. We were going to have different sections of parking, like A, B, C, different parking areas, and we're looking into some,
Yeah.
we're going to look
See if
into,
the Masons want to do the parking.
that way it doesn't take so many volunteers otherwise, and also they get to raise some money for the
Keep all the
Masons.
fees for the
And,
parking.
let me see, there was a couple more things. We will have people cleaning up emptying the trash. We're trying to get trash cans, not cans, but the boxes and the bag stuff donated. But we will have people clean that up. And also after the festival's over, we will have people that will go and clean up the festival site itself and the campground part, for it's not put on the town people in any way. I think that's pretty well all, at this point anyway. And y'all got any questions of anything?
liability maybe.
Did we come up with, what's the alcohol situation? They bring their own alcohol, is that what?
No,
Okay,
Fritz,
At the park, of course.
Rich is gonna do it?
yeah, Fritz is doing
So
it.
it'll be
We
under
will
there?
get, and, yeah.
Okay.
That's all.
So do
Taken
they need
care
to
of.
get a permit, or is that what they?
Yeah,
they're
we
gonna
will get a permit.
do? You're gonna get the
Well,
permit,
yes, we will get a permit for them to have the alcohol. With the liability insurance and the Homeland Security plan and all that stuff we have to do, it just does not work out for people to bring their own.
And that way, it's just a word on the tap, you know.
Cause everything should be better controlled like that.
And
so
this-
will there be security?
Yes, yes, there will be security. My daughter Tammy's handling all of the production for the stage, and she already has her security team put together at no cost to us.
Okay, so, and I've had a few insurance questions. Will Grandview be put down as additional insured on everything like they're supposed to be?
I'm gonna talk to, actually, the guy who does your town insurance, is who I'm gonna go through to get.
So you haven't talked to
that
him yet?
I haven't talked to him yet,
Okay,
but
that's why
I'm
I
sure
asked, 'cause
that
he
you're
asked
gonna,
me.
it'll be a co-insured kind of thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you'll,
Yeah.
definitely, the town will be protected.
Yeah, and then,
Your policy.
okay. If you haven't talked to him, then I don't know, need to go through my whole spiel. then.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you
I
haven't talked to
think
him.
that was
then-
our big ordeal was insurance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we knew that.
And
Be
he, I
covered.
just thought, you know, I've gotten some bids from other places, but I figured he knows the town better than anybody else,
Hmm,
you know, so
Yeah.
we just
okay.
have him to do that 2-day liability policy for the festival.
That
10-4
way,
sounds
he would
good.
know what needed to be
Yeah.
if we didn't have it already.
Well, that's who I've talked to, so I didn't know if you had talked to him or not, so, okay. And then I
And
guess
that's Kincaid?
no,
Martin,
Martin.
Martin Searing, okay.
Yeah.
I think you told me
That's
that.
in your
Yeah, I
notes
forgot.
somewhere.
So what,
And I'm
Now-
gonna probably do that next week after we meet with
Awesome.
Mark on Friday.
perfect,
So
okay.
we'll get all that out of the way, and then I'm gonna go ahead, and start getting the drawings together for Homeland Security.
Okay.
Cause that's a big issue right there.
If you could, man, just go ahead and text me when you do get the time.
Okay,
'Cause you got my number, so
Right.
just text me and
Okay.
confirm whenever you do, please. That way I don't have to keep going back and forth with him, because I know nothing about insurance,
Right.
so I want that
yeah,
taken
I'll go
care
to
of.
his office and we'll sit down
Perfect,
and map it
sounds
all
good.
out.
And then, I guess one question that they did ask, which they're gonna ask it anyway, but rain date. So are we doing rain or shine? Is that what we're doing? Or,
So we'll have to with entertainment.
When it gets when it gets so, we've got kind of an outlook,
Yeah.
I call all of my talent
of course.
and just ask them, do you want me to rebook you? Or
Okay.
pretty much let the talent lead that, because that's our big cost right there. is
Right
our
on,
talent.
okay, sounds good.
Most
Okay.
of the time, the show does go on.
Yeah,
a
that's
lot,
what-
you know,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
At some
fingers
point,
crossed
yeah.
and prayer said
Yeah,
that we have
that's-
good weather.
Yep, absolutely.
Still 18th and 19th.
yeah.
And that will be, that weekend will be the weekend we plan on doing it every year. That way people start kind of like Sports Fest. Okay, it's gonna be that weekend. It won't be that day, but it'll be that
I knew
weekend.
this was gonna come up.
Okay, yep, that sounds good. That was my only things that I had.
The other, only reason I'm gonna ask you is because, you had it out to the fairgrounds, right, last year?
Yes, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Huh?
That was not,
That
Oh, what,
wasn't.
this fair?
I got the
No.
talent last year.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't, well, it's a long story, I don't want to
Yeah.
go into over the.
Yeah, I was thinking it was out here, at the talent show. Is it not out there?
There was,
There was,
that
it
what
was
she,
put on
she,
by
what,
people.
she ended up not being in charge of it. That's
Oh,
what she
okay.
said.
It was a
Oh.
different group.
Yeah.
Different group got in charge, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering why it got switched from out there to here. That's the reason I was.
That's
wondering.
just kind of a, honestly, when men talked to me, it was like,
I was
it's
just
a great
curious.
thing to get started in
They
Grandview.
got a lot more better room out there, is the reason I was asking.
Well, we got
Well-
the John Mellencamp thing too, is just
Yeah.
too irresistible.
And that's true, they do, but when you do that, then you have to,
I just
that's part of the fair
I had to
itself
ask
too.
that question because I was
Yeah.
wondering why it
Understand.
switched from a nice, big old wide opening out there
Well, this,
to a little bit
basically, it's
green.
kind to show off Grandview, the town of Grandview, you know.
And it's gonna be down to boat dock right there for the
The
campers.
camping and then the baseball
So
park where
the
they are.
boats won't be able to go in.
And
No,
that's gonna be the white line.
The white
The
line.
white
Oh,
line, yeah, the
oh,
other
okay.
side, we
Yeah.
may ask if part of that one area that nobody ever parks in,
Okay.
if that could be maybe used some, but,
Over down at the.
yeah,
the
on the
boat.
one side, but, you know, not close it off or
There's
anything.
probably
But the other
plenty of
side, no,
parking for that.
Just
We
for-
just have to push them in there.
yeah,
I got a couple questions there, else then.
Yep.
Hey, I know you may not know this, but I know when they set up out there, they had came and construct everything. I need to know that timeline, how long in advance are they gonna start putting stuff up?
2 days.
2 days, is all it's gonna take?
Yeah.
We have baseball team out there now, kids.
yeah,
Right.
Give
that's
them
what
a
we discussed.
Heads up. Also, you talk about campers and the fire and camping fees. Who's collecting that and who's gonna enforce security down there? Cause if they're out here drinking all day and they go down there, is there gonna be security down
Yes,
there?
there will be security there all night.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, I just wanna make sure of that, cause that, we don't need nobody down there making a mess
Yeah.
and doing something.
And
There you
Billy
go.
will be going a lot down there just to kind of check on things too.
That's just all, I know what you're gonna, we'll talk later on and
Yeah.
as things go. That's my question to have.
How much time consuming is it gonna be for Sam Walker? Do you got, you know about what happened out there?
The people that's coming in with, yeah, the stage people, everybody that brings in something, they put their own stuff up. So they
All
will
right,
only
no.
need Sam for like all that, and they bring generators. So, you know, the stage comes with we had a big generator last year, didn't even have to use it, but it was there in case we did.
If you
And we're
could,
working with the same stage people as we did last year.
and then if you could get a layout of what park and where your parking needs to be, so we can figure out.
Right.
Because the one thing that they're gonna have to do is close the roads down.
Yeah.
Right.
Where they need to be closed down, so.
And,
Yeah.
So we'll close that whole block down right there.
We've been over there looking already as far as stage positioning and, all
Making
of
sure
that
we
kind of
wouldn't
thing.
block anybody from not being able to get out of the residence easy.
Lady said rain or shine, but if that field gets a bunch of rain, it gets into a mud.
And it may, if it gets into a situation like that, it almost have to be rescheduled.
Okay, I just
It's-
So
it's
that-
curious, I
last minute,
mean.
yeah.
Right.
They think it'll be
talk
out
about
there.
that later too.
And we really want to stress that we welcome anybody on the board or anything, your families, anybody that wants to help. We welcome that because it is a Grandview thing that we want to see.
And
just
also,
start.
any group that the town's involved with, any not-for-profits, set you up a food
That's what I'm
stand
asking you.
and fry hamburgers,
Can
you know?
Can you do a booth in?
Yeah.
And
Has
what-
the-
Has
Absolutely.
the concession been promised to any
No, because
Grandview?
Nope.
basically I said, we're gonna put that aside for the fire department or somebody with Grandview that wants to do. I figured the fire department's the ones who,
That'd probably be
And
one of the
make as
safest
much
areas for the
money
beer
as
garden
you
or
can,
area
you
too.
know, that's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
And then the only other comment I had was, when you figure out what streets you're closing, if you can get them to Stacy before the meeting she can have the resolutions, because you have to close those by resolution.
we.
Also had a question about the highway there for people crossing the highway to come over to the festival. If there could be like slow, like the cones or something set up where people
Flashing
have to
light or
go
something.
real slow through there. That's kind of what they do up at Troy when they have the 4th of July
We have
thing.
to talk to,
You have to talk to NDOT about
Yeah.
that. That's a whole permit process.
Okay.
That's what I was talking to you about.
It's
Okay.
too major of
It's
a
not
road
something
to do
county.
that.
Yeah, shoot me a
Having
text
the
on that
parade
as
for
well.
20 minutes is a nightmare.
I'm sure it is.
You know, we're not thinking, I mean, you know, Main Street's not that big, so, but, you know, that's why we're trying to have designated areas that's, for the parking and stuff. They wanna ask on these lots that's by the park that the town owns, if there's not flooding in them and stuff, if that's something that the town would be okay with doing, for we have adequate parking that's, can try to keep some of it off the streets and stuff, you know, not, the more we have, we do expect a large crowd because of the way we are doing it. It's much cheaper and stuff, and we're trying to do everything we can to make this work every year, you know, to make it shine first year. And I'm
Yeah, we wanna have it for homecoming, for, you know,
Yeah.
get your class reunions together and come to this.
And Nancy and her daughter
Is
have
there
given
gonna
one
be
put
enough room for
together
parking?
Yeah.
Will there?
with what we have planned out there.
So where would the booths go if you decide to have people come in for booths? Did you look at that?
Yeah,
Look at
that
Depends on
will
the
all
day.
be drawn out, and there will be marked off places where they set the booths up, where it's $250 for a business that wants to come in and set up a booth, but it's $0 for not-for-profit. So if you're firemen, police officers, any of your EMT people,
Baseball teams.
All right.
baseball teams, school organizations, if they wanna come and set up a booth, that it doesn't cost them anything, and make as much money as they want to. They don't have to pay us anything to be there. So get the word out about that, because
Still, are you still
everybody's
doing
wanting to
car
sell
shows?
candles or something
No,
to make
that was-
money. They
I'm
can
sorry,
come
that's-
down to the
It's-
festival and make money.
It's in the papers, but the car show, when we checked, there's too many car shows close by that.
So it'd be hard to.
So we
pull
think
people.
what we have planned on, and of course we checked again, is doing one in the fall. And
Yeah,
then letting food trucks come in and stuff to that too, and, do something in the fall, that way.
That's
That way-
just really too much to do all that, plus
Oh,
all the people that we need to be able to pull that off already taken, and the guy that does the Bristow, big car show at Bristow, said he'd help us put together a car show later in the year. I think theirs is in October. But everybody's just so helpful. It's just,
And next year can be a whole different thing. We'll have things a little bit more in order, know what works, what doesn't work, which honestly, we've kind of done a lot of scenarios to, okay, well, if this happens, then we need to do this, to
Right.
have a double plan, so to speak. That way, there's no.
and I'd
oops.
like to come back in August to the board meeting to do like a wrap up of how well everything went and what didn't work as far as the town's concerned, with Sam. If we worked him too hard.
Well, that's good. Hey, if you do this every year in AAR or Factor Action Review, whatever you wanna call it, right? And keep those notes together for next year, put it
Absolutely.
in the packet.
Yeah.
That way we know what worked, didn't work, and what we need to, maybe focus on.
Right.
Same thing with the layout. The layout is probably, I think it's
Yeah,
an
the
important
layout's
piece.
what-
I would like to see the layout, and then once we start getting set up, to have the access to look at the layout
Right,
too, and make maybe some pictures or part of that booklet or the AAR,
Right.
say, hey, next year I saw this,
Yeah.
or whatever.
So if this works out really good, that parking lot down the boat ramp and everywhere else be full.
Yeah.
Well, we'd have to set off, I think,
Yeah.
set off a side just for the boats, and then make
Right.
sure that they can't.
But
Yeah,
your
and-
main event will be at nighttime anyway.
The main event will be at night,
With hardly,
but it's also
boats,
July.
But, most of your boats are,
Yeah, some of those guys are staying out, they're already parked in before everybody gets there.
Right.
yeah.
Mhm.
I've even had people email me saying, "Why don't you do a boat parade?" And I'm like, "We can only do so
Yeah, we can always add to, but you gotta
Man.
keep things at a even keel, so to speak, but.
Will there be any other events going on, or is it the music main?
There's Friday after 5, of course, every Friday all
You mean-
summer.
you mean
No, I
there.
mean-
Oh,
there.
mean here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just the booths, I mean,
It's gonna be the booths and
Yeah.
And
the
the
music.
entertainment and the Nashville Song Search Finals
Yeah.
will be there. We start that this coming Saturday over at Brasher's in Owensboro is our first site for that. But we have 6 sites, and Fritz's is one of our sites here in Grandview, and that, I think it's April 26th or something. But we'll let everybody know about that, and we're taking the top 12. We'll perform on Friday at the festival, and the winner will get their own 30-minute show Saturday night at the festival with Andy Griggs and Marty and those guys.
You got any
So-
amateur music coming, or that's coming, or you,
With the talent contest, we do.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can anybody get in it, or
Anybody
what?
can get in it
Any
that's
music?
12 and over.
Not you, but.
12 and over, but there's only 3 places
I think
that will take under 21. See, like Fritz's and Brasher's and TJ's out Lamar have to be 21 and over.
Did you have that form with you?
But,
I'm talking
yeah.
about music now.
Well, there's
Oh,
the new
yeah.
talent
Oh,
shows,
it's,
Yeah, you're doing,
and then those winners will go over there.
The winners will
Yeah.
go there, but there's,
okay. I'm talking about actually playing music.
I don't think it'd be like open mic, nothing like
Okay.
that.
No, and no tracks, you know, you don't sing to tracks in Nashville. A lot of people do that around here. It's gonna be guitar accompaniment or, you know, sing out solo, but you're not gonna sing to tracks.
One thing, Sam, is, we have to have a green area for the entertainers, which will gonna be our camper, and that we will need electricity for. And some type of water hookup if possible. We can fill the tanks, but it's, you know, may have to be refilled again and stuff. So that's the only thing that is something we would need electricity for that's not covered otherwise, correct, Nancy?
Where,
Yeah.
okay, and where's this gonna be at?
Well, we will,
Depending on where it is,
Yeah,
is where
and
you
that's
can
what
get
I-
that or not.
that's what I told Nancy, but there's only
Yeah.
certain areas that can happen in.
It's gotta be next to the concession.
Yeah, that's what I told her, which we can rope something off
We'll
there.
got water down there by the, out by the dugouts don't work. I just checked them last week.
That's the one you have worked on back a couple years ago.
No, I don't know if they did or not, but there's water, there's
Yeah.
spigots over by the dugouts, they don't work.
Okay, whatever we have to do that's
You have
what
to be
needs
by
to
the
be.
concession.
And that's what I told her I thought it was, but we can make it work, I mean.
Yeah, if you guys could just give the layout to us and Sam, like, you know, within the next month or two, that would be
Yeah, we're gonna probably get that done next
at
week.
least like a
'Cause
draft layout.
I got
so
an
we can
app
see,
that shows the whole area and it's have little booth things.
Cool.
I mean, it's really good.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
have,
that's the
And
biggest
it's-
thing right now. It's that and the insurance is the biggest two right now that we need
Right.
to see, like,
cause if you have water tanks, there's some more options for the trailer, so that's, the
Yeah.
water's gonna be your limitation, so as soon as you get that, we can work through it.
that
Like
would
you
be
said.
Is the porta pots on them or?
Porta pots, we will
Other
have,
than us,
yeah.
we're gonna get ours.
you'll have the one, but we will have, we talked about
10 to
about 10
12,
to 12 over there,
and we've got pricing going on those already.
and we're trying to get the water stations too, the hands and washing stations too.
We'll have a washing station for every two.
Yeah, for
They got
everything.
the trailers if you wanna
Yeah.
pay some water and everything.
Homeland
I'll give you a
Security,
number.
you have to have well, we have a lady that's helping us with the, LaDonna
I
Duval.
mean, they,
She, actually is getting some trade-off with sponsorship and stuff, so that's what we're trying to do to try to help the festival make more money. that way.
they got all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
they're on our list too, if something else falls through, they're on our list.
Nice trailers, but, like I
One
said,
way in, one way out.
couple $1,000 I think for,
Cause you can fit a bunch.
yeah, they ain't cheap, that's water and everything. Set up,
It's a hot day.
Yeah.
air conditioning.
Yeah, but you can angle.
Got
We
the
do
awesome
have
angle
two of the
all the way around the
industrial
block.
fans that
And then you
hook water hose up to the
Well, Mister,
cool, yeah.
That's what I would recommend.
So, that water might be a problem, we'll have to put them, but that'll be, we're gonna make our stage where it's accessible to everything like that we need, so.
And one other thing was, not up in the general admission and the VIP and stuff, but behind that area, we are allowing, like the 10 by 10 pop-up little things, but it can't be, they're not gonna be up by the crowd or anything like that, it's gonna have to be in the back area.
There'll be a roped off area for
And,
set
everything will
but
be. roped
everybody
off
can bring their own lawn chairs and 10 by 10s
Yeah.
to sit under.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thank you, I appreciate that, and like I said, we're just gonna be waiting for a couple of things, and we'll get our end moving too, a little bit.
Awesome.
If you have any questions, anybody between now and then, feel free to.
As soon as we get that stuff, we'll know if we have more questions, so.
Andrew, do you have
Yep,
anything
I
to add to
appreciate
that,
that.
or if you think it's good to go?
Just the insurance was the major
Insurance.
Yeah.
concern there.
Same here, yeah.
Alright, thank you so much, I really
Thank you
appreciate that.
guys.
Yes, no problem.
I'll talk to you
See
tonight.
you later. Yeah.
Alright, let's move to approve the last regular meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the previous last month's minutes.
All in favor? 5-0, we need boss.
I was just gonna say, I think it was just a typo in the first one, first line. It's not the first regular session, it was in the second. That was the only thing.
Strike it and initial it.
Not materials, but sorry. I made Donna get the minutes, I had to at least read them.
Go down there with your agenda.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I think Sam killed him.
Sam.
He said you put him down here.
Had to earn his
Yeah.
All right, old business. Have we done any more trash and junk in yards?
Well, I'm gonna ask if we can put the trash and junk in yards out of old business, put it with new business, because
Yeah.
that's what I talk about every time. But
Yeah.
that being said, I haven't looked at it, but I was looking at April to start going in it, but I'll touch on that a little bit more in new business, my stuff.
In your stuff.
Okay. Cemetery deed.
We have one. Put it in like a code.
Somebody said it. So do you want to?
In your book? Loading down.
Give it to your son. See what your son.
Not when he's here. He makes me mad too much.
How much are lots going for now?
Residents, $250.
All right. Well, we're right back to you.
I hand everybody out a piece of paper and I'll apologize up front for how long it's gonna take. Alright, the stuff in light colors is the light blue, I just didn't do any colors, so that's new, that's what we'll talk about. There's a water leak that we fixed last week on Thursday, the 3rd and Birch, the saddle, rusted on the backside of the service line, and we fixed it. We spent Wednesday trying to find it. So it was along a ditch, so there's water standing in there. We picked the place we fixed last year, and it wasn't there, which is fine. It means that we did a good job last time, but we had to refill it in, drain the water to help us find the other leak. Which brings up a good point. We have no leak detection equipment, right? There's a couple around town that, we already know over by the Spencer Apartments, there's a leak there. Keith and them had dug it up before, they couldn't find it, it's still leaking. The guy's gonna come show me and demonstrate some leak detection equipment here in a couple weeks when they get it. I'm gonna use him to find it for me. That being said, in the future, if somebody wants to come watch this be done, one of you guys, I ask you to come and see it, because I think it would be important, although, I don't know the price tag of it, right, because it's like ultrasonic earphones, you tell you where the leak at, but they could walk you right to it and say, hey, you got a leak right here. It's gonna save us money in the long run for water loss, but,
You got a timeline on that yet?
I don't. The guy, one of the vendors who keeps coming by religiously, who we don't buy from, but he wants us to, he's getting certified, they're gonna be the only retailer in the state for this piece of equipment. Once he gets trained up, he's gonna set that time up, and once I get that out, I'll let you all know. If you wanna come see it, cause I'm eager to see what it does, I think it'd be a good thing.
I'll have plenty of time.
Yeah, that's right.
Aren't you cool?
But that did cause a boil notice, we did, but only for a section of town, about 5 houses in Spencer Apartments. We turned it in, it was lifted on Saturday, so no issues, everything came back good. The CCR for last year, the Consumer Confidence Report, I just put it together, I'm trying to do it where the booklet makes sense, and I will get it out and to item and have them QC it for me. And that should be hopefully ready in the next couple weeks to send off to every resident here in town. We got some annual monitoring schedules coming up in the next month or two, nitrates, PFAS, and the red alphas. It's just different tests we do annually. There's still a couple more we have to do later on this year, but these are due now, or anytime this year, a couple of them, but we'll just do it all at once. New screen for water tower. If you go into our water tower room, we have a digital monitor, right? The digital monitor is going bad, as well as inside the chlorine tank room. those chemicals in there cause the stuff to corrode, so our scales weights don't translate over, which is fine. We can read the scales in there in person, but if we get it fixed like it normally was, it could feed into the screen. We could log in on the phone and see, hey, is chlorine working? You know, chlorine tanks switch over in the middle of the night. They don't always switch correctly, so we need to watch like weight going down. So in the middle of the night, we can't see it. Then, you know, next morning time you got low chlorine throughout the town. You might have to do boil notes for the whole tank, right? This is a quote from Rob to replace the screen, get that new piece that's inside there extended and put it in the other room. It don't have to be in there with it to buy this. Now, the price is $6,700. It's not $6,700. Take $4,000 off that. It's going to be like $2,000.
They install it and all.
Robbie will.
Oh, Robbie.
Rob will do it. He'll order it. He just needs the yes. I need to get a new screen. The old screen is obsolete.
Rob Burrows?
Yeah. The $4,000 is the old screen. The new screen is a lot cheaper. And the other piece to move it in there is something if we need that put in there, it's going to make checking the tower
So
on these stormy nights.
both of them, for both pieces.
Yeah, it's like 20. It's like the top price and bottom price together. Now, can we operate without it? Yeah, but it may cause issues later on. You know, if something goes out, these lightning storms right now, especially. Remember when the chlorine went out last time?
Yeah.
Well, this will help us. Anyways, I just bring that to you. Now, obviously, we need it for water, and it's one of the things I know I have an authorization to spend it, but I also like to run it by you guys if it's something that's not necessarily have to have right now.
But
We don't have to have that right now.
But if it's less than 2,000,
It's less than 5,000, I would say with it, but I don't. I still want to bring it to you.
Right,
If it's not, if it's not, I have to have it to make it run, and I don't. I can use it.
So you need us to make a motion or anything?
No, I just need you to say, hey, I can get it, because I can make that call on my own. I just want to run it by you. If y'all got any big issues, then maybe we have to take a vote.
I think that's good.
It's there for a reason.
Yeah.
It needs to be updated, things need to be updated.
Yeah,
That's what,
and there's a
that's
lot
what
of the
we're
stuff that
here
you find around town that we
Right,
have is getting old, especially the parts with the scales. They went out before, it fixed it. It's just getting corroded inside that room. It's going to keep corroding until we move it out. The scales are going next, I tell you right now, but they're still good, so I'm not worried about them. Anyways, that's the new port for scales on that. Wastewater, we're still discharging. I did have a tube go bad on the chlorine, on one of the chlorine tubs out there. We just wasn't getting any chlorine kicking out, and it just kicked in air bubbles in there. There's one of the tubes cracked. Just replaced the tube. No issue there. Once we're done discharging for this year, we got those new pumps we ordered last year. We're going to reset it all with new tubes and new everything to be ready for next year. We're not going to stop it while we're discharging. Parks and maintenance. We got a couple days of mowing last week. He's already started. They said that, mowing's going to be full swing here soon, right? That brings up a couple things. One, part-time help is on there. Last year we did summer hire, right? Good. That was great during the summer when we had them, but you also have about a 2-month period, month and a half period that you don't have them in the front and also in the backside. And then that's when I lose Walker. I need Walker in here to do projects. I would like to hire another part-time guy to work for Stan. All right? I got a guy in mind. Y'all know him. He's my son. Cal lives here now. He moved here last year. He wouldn't work for me, so I would not go against any nepotism or whatnot. He'd work only when Stan works. If Stan can't be there, work for Walker. Right? But and good thing about him is he's medically retired from the military. He's got insurance and all that good stuff. He don't need anything like that. But I would like to hire him to work with Stan.
More for seasonal.
Seasonal, but it'd be kind of like Stan is, like part-time. We get a bunch of trees down. We need some help. He'll come in and help us out. Or last year I had to take off and we had to snowplow Well, driving that snowplow and loading stuff for one person, hitting cars, Stan came in and sat with him. Now, you wouldn't need both of them necessarily, but if you do, he's already in there. Mainly for mowing. That's the reason I'd like to hire him for. But y'all know as well as I do, you get other times when all hands on deck, right?
Sure.
Like Stan came and helped us pick up all the park limbs the other day. We had another guy who was doing some community service hours, you know, but another guy would, if he wasn't there, another guy would help.
Yeah.
I know it's a dumb question, but money's there, right?
I think so. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I heard through the grapevine there used to be 3 full-time employees here. One of them finally, when one of them quit, they just never hired another one, and they went with 2, right?
That's true too.
I think it's there. I'm pretty sure it's there. I'm asking for a full-time pay. I'm asking for the whatever Stan gets, or the starting out of what Stan gets. You know, not what Stan gets. He gets a little bit more. All
And
right.
then you want the teenager too?
No, I don't want a teenager.
Just-
I like the teenager thing, getting the kid in here. But the problem is you can't, I need them all year. Because when Walker's gone and say I get a leak, last year I had Stan, he was mowing by himself and some dogs came after him. And, you know, he got tripped up. He needs somebody with him. And I don't want him out there by himself.
Yeah.
And or whoever out there by themselves.
And honestly, like your comment though, we used to have 3 full-time anyway, so we can hire another another
I just want
part-time
part-time. I don't
guy.
want
But
full-time.
if we do want, if a kid's still interested that does live in Grandview, we can still have them weed eat or do
We
things or
could,
pick up
too.
sticks if we needed that.
If-
If we need it.
I agree with that. I don't think we,
That's a
I
good thing
like
to
getting the
have,
kids
too.
involved,
Mhm.
right? And I think it's a good thing.
But you also have
And you
to
know
have
what?
someone over
And,
and watching.
and who knows, you know, Callan, I know he's looking for something to do, my son, but he may find something else too, right? I'm just saying this would be a good fix for this year right now.
Yep.
And if he's come back next year, even great. He already knows where to mow and how to do it.
True that.
That's another thing you get with the summer hire. You got to reteach him every year if it's not the same kid.
Yep.
He can tell you as well as I do. There's a lot to some of these places mowing out here. They have, you know, stumps or holes like sinkholes over by the lift station that you got to kind of know where you're at. The lagoons, it's a tricky one. And mowing up on top, you don't want to be by yourself, just in case. Or muddy, you get stuck, you gotta get pulled out.
Well,
So-
he has the maturity to do the job.
Yeah, you know,
on different levels, so I think, I
Again-
think it's important for us to stay with a certain amount of
The
people.
summer hire we had last year was good. Had a little bit of a heavy foot. He, you know, no matter how many times you go, hey, slow down. You know, he's a kid. He wanted to go fast. Good kid, did a good job, but and also like to be on his phone, like most kids this day, right? So I'd like the permission to hire one, and the way I understand it, we're allowed to hire one. I just need y'all to tell me if I can or not.
When?
Huh?
Now?
Well, whenever Stan mows. Whenever Stan starts. It won't be this week, I don't think.
No.
Probably won't be this week.
So he's only going to be here basically when Stan's working.
That's when Stan works. Now, if Stan's off, he takes off, and we got something going on, it'd be for workers. Walking, it wouldn't be for me.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it, because,
He-
again, I
he
know
would-
there's
yeah.
rules against that.
Right,
Yeah.
there's a big rule
Right.
against, yeah, he would have to work.
So,
But
and that's how I would run it.
I just wanna say, you know, we know what we got with Sam, if you're looking at his son, you're talking the caliber, you know, of that. And, my only question I asked you the other day, he has a valid driver's license.
He does.
He wouldn't be full-time, so it wouldn't
Not
be
full-time.
full-time benefits, wouldn't have to worry about any of that part-time pay.
Mom, we don't have to put it in the paper or nothing beforehand.
If Stan's not there because of rain, he wouldn't be there.
Yep.
So it wouldn't be a
Right.
full every day.
Right. Do we need a motion?
Like
we need
authorize a hire, yeah.
Like a rain out, he wouldn't be there.
No, well, Stan,
Like if-
we look at the clock counter ahead of time or the weather and say, hey, because I'll probably have to come in if the rain's pushing off. He's like, well, I'll check back at 10, see if it's dry enough to even mow. That's how we run it with him.
I'll make a motion to authorize a hire.
Are you gonna authorize or designate a rate?
Yeah, so
That was probably a good idea.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I know we did the
be
student.
Yeah, just
You know, Sam's pay what you want.
I know we did the student last year for 12, but part-time, I think for Stan
What's
is
Stan?
14 was starting. And Stan gets, I think, he had a pay raise last year that wouldn't be what he should get. So, that's up to you all, but that's just what,
I
We
still
did.
think for the first year here, we give 12. I mean, that's
when he
kind of
comes back.
yeah, then he comes back and we can give, you know, we can figure it out and see kind of where we want to start out with, you know, because we were wanting, you know, we were trying to hope kids would want to come back, you know, and or help would want to come back.
You think he'd be okay with 12?
I do. He just wants to get out and do something.
I do have
And
a
he lives in
question.
town.
Now, let's say that, okay, like you said, trees break, come down, or, there's something that has to be dug up or something like that. Can, even if Sam's there, can he be under Walker then?
Yeah,
Okay.
it just has to be designated
Okay,
that.
that's
Yeah,
it.
even,
I
And
thought
there's,
so, but
and there's a form,
even I was
that
in
he'll
the
need
same
to
crew as
sign and
my
you'll
dad
need
at
to
the
sign.
state, so if
It's
they
just
worked at
better
the
to
state, if they've been working
better to
Grandview,
check
so-
that
I
they're
had,
not.
I had a different boss, but he was a crew leader out on the job, but I still have a different boss. Well, okay. All
just a
right.
matter of record, just a matter
You
of,
paid me there.
in the minutes, Tracy, that,
Yeah.
just make sure you say in the minutes that he would work
Yeah.
directly.
Okay.
You might make your motion, or amend your motion to say, you know, we'll give permission to hire this person at this rate, you know, with his direct supervisor being Walker or Stan. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to hire Talon at, it's $12 an hour, right? As, Stan, part-time as Stan or Walker as his superior.
Can we get a second? All in favor? Vote carries 5-0 for Town Rose.
Okay, moving on.
Stan, you married, haven't you? You married, haven't you?
No,
Yeah.
really,
I got it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
Stan,
I just
go
by where you
he actually brought it up to me and asked about it,
All right.
right? And I thought, well,
I
that's
thought
a
he
good
might have
idea.
been married.
It wasn't really my idea. Stan asked me about it.
I feel better having someone that's a little older and
Well,
more.
I feel better. He's a mature guy, and I think he's very
Not so much
meticulous.
a
I think he'll know
babysitter. Yeah.
great. Park cleanup, like I said, we started picking up sticks over here. We picked up some at the Y Pond, burned a big old pile of them. Wasn't gonna move the boat dock yet, but like I said, they needed to get down there for the safety boat, so we moved it and we cleaned off the ramp last week. So there's that, and we're gonna continue to clean as we get drier weather. Because across the Second Street from the park, we need to get. We got Jenny's Park, and then the wind came, and probably we got to do it again, probably. But traveling, I said softball, but baseball team. Y'all heard about that? We got the Ohio Valley Misfits playing at our park, which is great. They're not allowed to play based at Richland based on they're not within their whatever sponsored group or whatever. That being said, they've offered to paint the dugouts as a thank you, right? They're going to paint them blue to match the two buildings over there. They've been doing some infield work. They've added 2 loads of dirt already. But as you see, if you drove by today, the water's still standing there, right? And he called me today asking, and this is what I'm going to run to you guys, that he's got the equipment. He don't necessarily want to do it, but he's one of those guys, hey, can you do it? And now he's like the guy they go to get it done, West Figure. He thinks that he probably needs to pull off that dirt that he's put on there because he added 2 more dirt loads. And dig it up to get the ground because it's compacted. The water is just sitting on it, and then redo it. Talking to Donna, I think she said there might have been talk at one time about putting field tile in there. I think if we was to buy the equipment or the material, they would probably do that for us and fix that field and fix the drainage issue, which also would help the drainage issue in case there's any concerts are going to be there anytime in the future. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I told him I don't know about that. I said, if you want to spend your money, they may not have any issue on it, but he doesn't necessarily want to spend the money. He is, but he bought like the dirt. I don't know where you all got your dirt. He went and bought the dirt, good clean dirt.
I mean,
That's on
could
me
we-
here about 2 loads. He wasn't looking for money back,
Could we
but
put
he
him
is kinda
under like a
stopping, like,
contract, let
he
him
don't
give
wanna
us a
go-
quote
he don't know
on
how
what
much
the
he wants to get
work that
involved.
he would do?
right?
Yeah,
So
it's
he
a
could,
contractor,
so
okay.
he could go get the
He
fill
could get the
tile,
fill tile.
he could do it all, and then we just pay him
Yes.
back out of the parks
Yes,
fund.
you can do that. Yes, you can.
But
So
I think
after-
it would help the field, one, because the water does sit there. I drove by this morning and it's still sitting there.
For years.
After your load,
But we
next
just
to
didn't
2 more
want-
loads.
We just never pulled the plug on it.
But they're also gonna build the
Yeah.
the little things for the basins.
Yeah.
They're gonna get
Yeah,
those built,
whichever.
put in there.
Yeah, but he just-
with the
we'll just
Yeah.
ask him to
The-
give a quote,
the-
I mean,
the little stem did, but not the base.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
got money.
Probably
You got money.
4 sets of bases. somewhere.
Well, they've been out. Well, they've been dug up.
They
They've been
did.
dug up.
The last, the few times that we, tilled it, they got drug up.
Yeah.
Was he gonna get an estimate though, basically of the
Yeah, so that's
cost
what I was
He
beforehand?
would do that.
Okay, if
And
you
I
could
could
write
talk
up-
to him tomorrow.
Yeah, if he would write up an estimate
Um,
of like fill tile, and if he needs extra dirt that technically he already has access to, but, I mean,
and also, if the money don't work, he's fine with that too. He said he'll practice in the outfield, right? But they do want to hold scrimmages here, which I know somebody had asked if they're gonna hold games here. They want to, because they're a traveling team, they can go play far away.
Yeah.
They want some local teams to come here and play, which they love using the field, they like it, and I think it's a great thing for them to
if
be
they
here.
wanna do the work for it, I mean, they're gonna get paid, you know,
Yeah.
at least for the stuff. but
There's
they
families
wanna
out
donate.
there in Mount Vernon that play on that.
There is.
Wow.
They're driving from, all over the place.
Mount Vernon, Henderson.
Wow.
I mean, they're,
Yeah.
So,
Their kids are?
yeah.
oh yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just, I would recommend him just putting the quote together for us. I
Okay.
know he's doing a lot of work anyway by himself, so hope he
Is it
doesn't.
something that we could, say he does it, we don't have to wait till,
I was
next
gonna say,
meeting?
can they give Dakota authority to sign, to approve that? So they wouldn't have to wait till a meeting?
They could, then they can, they can give blanket authority, or they can limit it to a certain amount,
And you know what, and the parents may come in, they're all for using this field, they may meet whatever's left if we goes over the amount.
We're gonna do some of them lights.
The
Looks like
lights I haven't-
that conduit's falling off that one pole now.
I went and cut some of it off already, I don't know if you've seen it, because it was sitting in the way.
Yeah, I saw that.
I snipped it. The lights is another, I'm gonna talk about those in a minute.
Okay.
But-
So does somebody wanna just go ahead and
Give you
give
a
blanket
motion.
authority to sign off on,
I'll make
the
the motion
quote?
to give Dakota blanket authority on signing off on, after he gets a quote.
Yeah,
Okay.
is that something we'll
Talk to
go
me
with?
about that.
Yeah, I can,
See
I
what-
can talk to you guys
Yeah.
before I
Well, we
actually
got
sign
our group
off on
text, we
it.
can
and-
say,
Yeah,
this
I'll
is-
just call you guys and talk to you about, say, hey, this is the quote, you guys agree that I need to sign off on it.
So they don't have to wait a full month to.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they're
they-
probably
they need
wanting to
that.
get the ball rolling.
Yeah, can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Alright, vote carries 5-0 on the softball field, hopefully getting redone.
Park grant. Okay, we applied for a park grant, and you all seen, I sent a text out, Angie, you had ideas about the lights and whatnot. Problem with the lights, we needed to do it right away, and I didn't have time to make the plan for the lights.
Yeah, I'm okay with,
But what I do
Anything else?
think we need to do is look at next year, if these lights ain't fixed by then, hopefully they are, if we need new lights, maybe that's something that the next park grant could go to, getting new lights at the ball field or someplace else. This year, we asked for a lawnmower, a little lawnmower with the field grade and softball line chalker, which came to right like $10 underneath the limit. And I don't know if we get it, then we could get that stuff and we can leave that out there to drag the infield and take care of it and take it out every winter when it floods, right? But that's what we asked for in the park grant.
It did. Got that down in 1 year.
Okay, tornado siren installed. I don't know if y'all probably heard it, or at least saw it.
I've been hearing it.
You haven't
But
heard
it's been so windy
Well, it's
though
loud.
during the
I was
time.
waiting to hear.
I heard it like
yesterday,
before
but
the
it didn't.
storms, but not
Yeah.
when that's.
It's pretty loud. I heard it when I was in
Did it
here.
go off Sunday night?
No,
No, I heard they did a statewide test in the mall on a Tuesday morning.
Yeah, I heard that one.
I was sitting outside waiting for it.
Yeah.
Never went off.
Okay.
on it?
Yeah.
But anyways, it looks good. It's up there by the concession. The truck, I had nothing to report currently. I ate found anything yet, but I haven't looked a lot. I've been pretty busy. I have looked. I am gonna reach out. I haven't done it yet to Jeremy Rice. He used to be a fleet guy for NDOT. Weather, the high wind damage, what I'm talking about is on this roof over here. I need to climb up on the roof. We've lost some of the underside. I don't know where it came from, honestly, because I looked around and I don't see it. I got them in my office on the floor, about 6 pieces. They've flown off the roof here somewhere. They're not the roof, but underneath the eaves there. Complaint, remember last month we had the rooster complaint, an additional rooster complaint. The rooster's gone. I do have a new complaint about some dogs that were loose over here on Forsyth Street, across from you. They're chained up now. Cops have talked to them, and I talked to them. And I told them that, you know, they get run loose, they're gonna get fined. Alright, but it brings up more of the animal ordinance. I still need to redo it because it does not address, there's no more enforcement. There's no more animal like officer coming and taking the dogs. We need to update it to address that as well as the animals, roosters and stuff in town. I still have it, I just haven't done it.
I have a question on that. I had somebody ask me about, was there a time limit, like, I guess you say noise limit type thing, or
when quiet hours?
Yeah, quiet hours, because they were asking about something, and I said, well, I think that would fit in with the quiet hours, but I think that was 11, is that correct?
I have to look.
That's what I told, I didn't know. I said, I think it's 11, if it's what I remember finding one time.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't know that would fall underneath that. I knew it followed under parties and that kind of thing, but I didn't know if it would fall under what they were talking about.
If there is one, we need to ask guys about that concert, how long they're gonna go, and there probably has to be something done to allow it to go past that time, I would imagine.
Well, that would, I mean, like, I don't even know what they were talking about. They just asked me, was there a noise?
We need to let them know that it should be loud for what, midnight?
Yeah, so that's something that would have to be put out. Street grant, we get street grant approved. Donna submitted it, and Stacy, I don't know who submitted it, but that group submitted it. They got approved, and all of 2nd Street is gonna get done, from 12th all the way to 2nd.
Church.
From church to.
Yeah, you got your streets wrong.
What's that?
You said all 2nd, from 2nd to 12th.
Oh, it's all 2nd, all the church, yeah. From 2nd.
Okay.
2nd Street to 12th Street.
Yeah, church.
3rd Street.
Yeah. Stop signs, somebody backed over one on 4th, we knocked it down. Luckily, I was able to slide one right next to the sleeve and hammer a new one home, so that's good, and fixed another one. Turned in 10 street lights that are out around town. Huh? Yep, we got yours. There's several of them. You got yours.
The whole street.
You got the cross over there.
It just sits there and flickers on.
Yeah, I got it.
He's a new.
I don't know, I got like 10 of them, and I know there's more.
That new one down there stays on all 24/7.
Does it? So does this side of the street lights here.
Yeah. One down there by Bud's.
I keep on turning them in.
8th and Forsyth.
Condemned buildings. Alright, there's another one for the town here. Alright. The building right here on the end, the liquor store. That was bought on tax sale by an individual. And he bought it sight unseen. I talked to him. He never picked up the deed. He don't plan on it. He don't want nothing to do with it. So right now it's kind of in limbo. It's still paid for by him, or it's a deed to somebody else. I'm sure that person, if we wanted to get the deed to us, would probably sign it over to us, no problem. The next one over, Cody Eves. I haven't talked to him yet. But technically, that building belongs to the Bankses because he's been paying the taxes on it for the last 5 years, ever since they bought it to him. Eves has the deed. He's paying taxes. They can't redo it for some reason. Banks, he's the only one willing to do anything, but I'll come back to him. The end building. That couple came in here, talked to us at one time. They gave that deed over. They just signed it over to a different person. Who owns that lot right next to it?
Carolyn Barr.
Carolyn Barr. So, I don't know how this goes in the past, what she's done in the past of her stuff. No matter what, I think she's going to try and do something with it. The only way we're gonna get out of that is I think we, as the town, needs to get our own structural engineer to go through the buildings and verify if it's good or bad. If it's good, then hey, we gotta eat it and move on with it. But if it's bad, then we have, I think, a foothold to start writing letters and say, you'll need to, you have 30 days to either tear this building down or repair the structural damage to it. You start applying timelines according to our ordinances, enforcing it. Right now, we don't have a structure, we have the tape I put around there saying, hey, this is condemned, it's falling in.
Safety issue, right?
I don't have a structural engineer saying this is safe or not. We need something that says one way or the other.
They already did.
They went through Banks' insurance, paid for somebody to go through their building, and only their building. Now, he wants to get it torn down. No engineer, he's talked to 3 different people, they won't touch it unless it's all or one, because they don't want to go mess up the next building to it.
Well, the post office area, that's an accident waiting to happen, I think.
It is. But we, like other than writing letters, that's all we can do. But I think, if I write a letter, say, hey, we condemn this, we don't have nothing saying, hey, this is official from somebody inspecting it, saying this building is condemned.
What'd the building inspector say?
Building inspector, he went along with the recommendation, but no official structural engineer.
I don't know if you need a structural engineer. I mean, I think
my
got a new building inspector.
my concern,
He
didn't go in there. My concern is
It's
she is going to fight that and it's going to prolong this if we don't have something from.
Greg is the news.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the septic guy, the building inspector.
Who is it?
County?
Greg Summerson.
Or
Because
Brandon?
he knew he took over. I think Todd Hayes left.
I think we need to get somebody in there as soon as we can. Not
Maybe
only
we
for
can
us,
call
but for
him and he
Banks's
can-
can have their
Well,
into things and stuff
if
too.
he can make that call, I would like that. I think we need somebody to go in that building and look at it. And not only him, if you look at our 4 ordinances, let's get maybe a health inspector to go in for the mold, or, the fire chief to go in
I figure
and
it's a
check.
building inspector.
And check off all the blocks. That way when we write this, we have legs to stand on.
Todd wouldn't write anything.
I say we get our
No,
new
but
building.
we can at least try with the new one.
Yeah, I say we get our new building inspector in there. If he won't make a decision, then we have to go to the inspector.
He's working on it. He's working. He's been in Indiana. He's
Yeah.
And all of them.
The health inspector.
He cares.
He
He cares.
Go in there at one time.
I think it'll be good.
Take care of it all one day.
I think the building inspector is the way you're gonna go, because that's under unsafe building, you can get it torn down and demolished a lot quicker than if it has mold or something like that. You can order it, like if it has mold, you can order it vacated, but you can't order it, I think, torn down. Eventually.
Well,
Who owns the, post office building now? I was wondering which y'all were talking. Anything that's in the post office that is good, like the, post office boxes,
they're gonna get those out if they haven't already.
That's what I was
They made a call down here asking if they could go in there and get that stuff. Any owner can go in there and let them do it. And I told them, you probably go in there and get it, but you have to be getting out, because the only building I know is unsafe officially is that one that's right there, with the back knocked out. We did ask the post office if they was gonna put any post office up last week, 2 weeks ago, and they said they had made a decision, they're supposed to make a public announcement. I think they are trying to come back into Grandview.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Good.
But, is that an official word for me? No, I'm just saying that's what I heard, and
It's definitely needed.
all right.
When the hell they gonna do that?
Well, that's probably, where's it gonna go is the thing. All right, and last thing, water and wastewater certifications. All right, when me and Walker hired on, right, so there's four chances to get $4 extra. We talked about this here and there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out there's only 3 chances, right? So 4 was offered. I'm thinking of Walker. Walker's got a big old family. His first water certification that he's able to finally get, I know he's tried a couple of times, I'd like to get him that extra dollar added on just to that one certification. To get it to where it's 4 in the end, like what we signed on for. I don't know what y'all got to do a resolution or something, but Walker's a young guy, got 3 kids. Well, we don't have insurance. I think he could walk if something came up, the right thing. I'd like for him to stay. I would like to get that extra dollar added on to just his first certification, then after that's $1 to make it to that $4.
And does he have any certifications yet?
No, he don't have any. It's more like kind of an incentive too, you know, I'm gonna work harder to get it.
Yeah.
Not that he's not trying, he is. But he just horrible at
Just have
testing.
to update the
You have
salary.
to amend the salary ordinance.
Like
You
if
could do it. If you choose to do it, you could do it.
Yeah.
If we, once he does it, you know.
And then, as far as me, the fix for me, come June, I told you about the floodplain manager. If you made that one the $1, that would be my 4th. I wouldn't. It would just take the place of the. There used to be a gas license. There's no longer gas. That's put on the table. So when y'all said 4, there was 4, but it's not anymore.
The next meeting.
Right?
So we'll just make a motion
Counting
to
gas.
amend.
So it would
Salary
just replace
ordinance.
that, and to give Walker the opportunity to have that 4th one.
Josh will come up with
Have it
Talk
a
to
ready
new.
him.
for,
The next guy comes in, you don't have to offer 4. You offer 1 per license, right? I'm just saying Walker was offered it. I think he should get it.
So how you go about getting that
We'll
done?
have to amend it.
We'll just
You can-
amend the
you
salary
can make a
ordinance.
motion to amend the salary ordinance for
And then she'll
him
come up
only.
with
It would
a
be
new one.
specific to Walker, but then Stacy could have it ready for your April meeting.
Just for Walker, or would it be for? I mean,
It's,
You can add the
It's just
floodplain
for-
thing if you wanted to later on, but it's not mandatory right now.
okay.
It becomes mandatory like later on this year.
So
So
he's gonna go ahead and test for one.
Wouldn't you-
thing.
He's been trying.
He's been trying. He's
Fair
already
to
on the
do that
schedule,
across the
waiting for
board
his thing
for
to
that
get his
first
next test
certificate.
for
Sam
water.
doesn't have anything.
Okay, so we have to wait till he gets.
No, you don't have to wait on him, because he can get it any time.
Don't you think?
And
I didn't catch your last.
Just right now, there's no requirement.
The floodplain-
It would be
It'd be
fair
fair for him
to do
the
it across
same
the
thing.
board
Yes,
for the
yes.
utility.
Floodplain manager is
Yeah.
gonna be a requirement for all communities who, within the floodplain or has floodplain come June, right? That could be my 4th versus, whoever's in my job is gonna have to have that. This is gonna be mandatory.
could that all be done under the one salary amended?
I've taken
I don't
it
remember
myself, I
if
think I
the
have to
salary
take 4
ordinance,
more.
was it just
It
a
requires
certificate or do we have
16
specific?
It said,
I have to take 4 more, because I couldn't get them all in
Was it
1 year.
under?
it says $1 per certificate
Things
up
for a
to,
year now.
Yeah,
so
I have
we
to
could
take
amend
all-
it,
and
you
have
could
a
amend it
test
to
schedule
say
in
$2 for the
19.
first water
19.
certificate and $1 for each certificate after that. And when he acquires his floodplain management certificate, then he would get
But
the double.
he still has a chance to get 4 though, right?
Yeah, I do.
So you
with
don't
that.
really have to change his, right? Cause he's still.
Well,
So
you have
are you
to
being
change
fair
it
and
to-
equitable by
Well,
saying?
he'll
that?
still get the same amount of money.
Yeah.
He'll still get a $4.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't specify what one's.
Walker can only get 3 certificates and he
More
can get 4.
certificates. Yeah, it doesn't
Right.
specify,
Right.
so you're good.
So we want to change this to where Walker will get it before he gets the certification?
No.
Once he gets it, his first one would just be $2 instead of 1.
Because
That'll,
Okay.
that'll
I
make
got
up
you.
that lost dollar.
Okay.
No, we're still making them earn it.
Well, then
Or should it
I knew that the situation was he was supposed to be getting it, but I thought, okay,
Walker won't have
get her
that.
up here.
We don't want them to go nowhere, so let's
No.
think it that way.
And I understand, I have no vote, I'm just telling you what I know that's been done. Sam's position, employee shall earn an additional $1 per hour calculated on 40-hour work week upon completion of each utility certificate, sewer and water. Has nothing to do.
So he definitely,
So,
that needs to be.
my
added for
opinion,
floodplain.
if
Will be
you're
the
gonna do
same,
for
yeah.
Walker, you need to do for, that first one,
Yeah.
for $2, he's a town manager.
Oh, yeah.
If he's gotta have that, he deserves to be compensated. That's my opinion, I don't have a vote.
I'm sure he's spending a lot more
But
of
if you're
his,
gonna do it, you need to do the
his
same
own
thing.
time
It needs to
doing
be,
that, working on that.
Universal.
to keep
You gotta
this
look at it that way,
uniform.
too.
Yeah.
You know what? Dakota,
You're
you
welcome.
gotta look at it this way too, because Sam's, I guarantee he's working on it on his own time a lot.
Well,
I'll
of
bet you on
course,
that.
I just think,
Yes, it
I
is.
don't
Well,
think
the
she's
wheel
wrong at
all
all, I
work,
think it just needs to be uniform
but we can only do what we can do, you know.
Yeah.
But then it still needs to be amended though
Yeah, we'll
for
still have to amend it,
the other dollar for
and then we'll put a line item in there
the
about
floodplain.
upon, is that a certificate you get, or you just,
If you have to be,
or just a,
you
You
have
still
to
have
go
to test,
through
right?
a training. Yeah, there's a test, and you have to have so many CEUs.
and then add $1 for a floodplain management certificate or
It's
whatever.
floodplain manager, and
Yeah, so you can just put that in there as an additional
You
spot
could get
that
the
way.
right verbiage to
when
Stacy.
Sam did,
Yeah, I
fix it.
The tire.
I'll make sure I got the right name and title, honestly, but it's.
So if you're making.
I got
a
a
motion,
printout in there
That's what
from
it
the
is,
state
right.
saying DNR says it's.
You got
Well, you guys aren't gonna be, yeah.
$1
So,
for the other
first
two,
one.
and an additional $1.
So he'll have a total of,
First water
if this is
sewer.
what we'll do, he'll have a total of 5 and he'll have.
But that's, and the next time around, say Walker leads, it's not 2 for the first one. It just, I only say that is because it's what was
That's
promised,
always promised.
you know, and
At
Walker should get it.
our
So-
our name.
Hiring, when we
Yeah.
hired him.
So, alright, so we can go ahead and get this thing rolling on this.
Yeah, nothing else, I'm sorry, any more questions?
Nope, not for me. Well, do we wanna go ahead and amend this salary ordinance today while we're thinking about it, or has everybody thought about it enough, or does that sound good? We're still making them earn it regardless, so that's the biggest part of
I
it.
think you're just catering it to that.
Yeah, catering it to what we told them when they came
Yeah.
in.
So, Walker's getting one,
Walker will get 2 for his
Walker's
first
getting 2 right now.
Every,
No.
everybody,
Once he
it's
passes the
uniform,
Yeah, but he's getting one right now.
negative,
No.
no,
When he gets his wastewater certificate.
no, we're making them earn.
What
So
he's
now,
saying-
all we're doing now is just making the first wastewater, the first certification that they pass, they get $2.
And what he was saying was, as of right now, it's $1 for the first, which is
Yeah.
true.
Right. Yeah, it
But
was
we
just $1 per
promised
certification.
it 4, and there's
But
only
when they
3
came in,
left.
it was supposed to be 4.
So we're gonna do 2 on the first and $1 on the other.
And then $1 on the rest of it for the manager.
And then, and the motion to say, and add the floodplain.
Yep.
If that's
So
what you want to do.
yes. Can I get somebody to motion that we're gonna amend the salary ordinance to $2 for the first water cert passed, and then also add for the manager, the floodplain manager certification for $1 after passing. Your motion for that.
A motion for what you said.
That's why I read it that way. Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Thank you all for that.
I know you have to wait a certain amount of time before you can take it again, don't you?
Yes.
No.
Oh, you know?
It's just when
You can
they
take it right
schedule.
after,
Okay.
the water one will be the easier one. Wastewater hasn't been the focus yet, even though if I was looking back, I'd known that we was gonna get charged so much for the wastewater guy, that would have been the first one. But, you know, there's training for it, and I don't know how hard it is, but, water right now, we're both able to take the test.
And it's a written test, so to speak. It's
You have
not
to
a
go,
work on.
you have to go to Ivy Tech and register and pay for it.
Have you taken yours?
It's a proctored test.
Have you taken yours?
I've taken one, and I'll tell you right now, I took that course last year, and everything I got in that course, I got every one of those questions right. It's those other 900 questions that's in the book that you don't get taught, they get you. I missed about like 5 points, right? I know a little bit more what to expect now. I see what Walker's talking about. It's not an easy test. I got another test scheduled for the 19th.
Be a total easier test if it was hands-on type thing.
It would. Well, it's also catered towards what we do here.
Yeah.
But it's catered towards, you know, like, you can ask you a question on equipment we don't have or deal with, or systems we don't have. And that's where it's, you're supposed to know, you can go to any facility and use it, but I take the smaller test, like there's different levels of the test. I take the lesser one because I don't need it, but the questions still apply to the bigger ones.
Alright, anything fire department report?
They didn't pass anything to me. I will tell you, they did get a new floor put in their office. And It's all cleaned up, an epoxy floor in their one meeting room. It looks pretty good, so I think that's completed. I think the bill has been turned in for that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was, I don't remember what it
Yeah,
was.
the pancake breakfast on the 12th.
Yeah, and pancake breakfast, there you go.
Okay. Anything else for parks? I know we
Well,
talked-
I mean, we
When
never
do
did
you
make
make
it,
when you make a decision on that vote out?
right. Since
Oh,
we're
yeah,
back to
that's
the
what
parks
we're,
again.
Yep, that's what,
I think it's really important
Let's
to,
get it done.
Yeah.
to get it done and get it done right, so we're not going through any more costs again. And it's
yep,
aggravating me that
We need to get it
They
done.
didn't
before we
do
get
it the
put
way
back
they
in
were
the
supposed
water
to.
this time,
And,
too,
and,
so.
the, and the money's in the MoDOT funds.
Right.
alright, can I get a motion to accept Gruber to do the work on the boat dock?
All motion.
I second it.
All in favor? I vote thank you. Continue moving with that, thank you for the reminder
Make
there.
a phone call.
You got it, you got his number.
I do have a couple of things
I
to
mean,
go on
anybody
parks.
take it, I'll be happy to make it though.
Bill said he would make some if you wanted him to, but we need
I'll just
some,
go ahead and shoot
something
him a
that's
text
heavy duty,
tomorrow.
hang the paper towels on, so it don't get ripped off the
There you
wall,
go.
and toilet
Inside
paper,
the,
the restroom shower.
yeah, there's,
I guess
there's some good.
we don't have to have nothing else, all right? I mean,
Enclosed.
all we gotta do is make sure he gets it done
Well,
and sign the check
not
over.
so much that.
rolls, the brown ones.
No, I mean, I supply it, so whatever you all want me to put into it, I will, but, the big
You
roll
need a
of
bill? I'll
butter,
give you a
but
bill.
it's, I've gone in there so many times and fixed the
Okay.
soap dispenser that's in there,
Hey,
and
John,
stuff,
ask
and
if he
it's
wants
not
the
just gonna
percentage
be
down or
ripped
anything,
off of the walls,
like the
because
last one did.
whether it
The last
be
one-
a baseball
I know, we
team
can
or
trust
whatever's
you.
going on.
We ain't got much
Talk
more.
about
Get
what
it
items
done,
are
get it
Okay,
done.
and I think
Well,
we
it's
need
under
to,
Next month, ain't it?
Tell me it's
I
time.
don't think they're hooked
Well,
to
if
the
he's
walls.
good,
Yeah.
just
And
do it.
we- and I'm afraid that kind of thing will get busted up.
Don't worry about it. Just-
Yeah.
If he brings up payment, we'll worry about it, not.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if it is or not, but
Sounds good.
even with the lights on, it's very dark
I
and
get
so
it.
fast.
Yeah, I know, Sam.
And I thought, well, it's
I think it's in the, we need to do the day light bulbs and private
Okay.
lights.
I want it down there.
You know, when I lived there,
I'm
I
trying to
could
think
go
of
home
what
and
I'm
say,
doing.
"I
So, this way we're not out the money, out the money, out the money. You know,
That's
that's
great.
Get it out, get it in the morning.
I think he's gonna do
That's
it.
what I
miss the grandkids.
Alright,
And-
Clerk.
And Sam will be happy with it, I think too, whenever you.
I will.
Clerk treasurer's report.
Moved it.
Just start talking, that's
I am. We're also passing something around here.
I got the party permits, contract that I'm gonna turn in.
Can you go sign, please?
Okay.
And I have the financials.
So the trustees.
It's way different when you're down there.
You said you were trusting.
It's free time, you go through everybody's.
Now that I have it in here, I didn't look. That's all that I've got.
Yeah.
Same. Same. Oh,
It's quiet here now.
any other business before we get closed here?
Is that digging me, Bill? It's quiet in here. I'm not
Well,
talking
I'm
anymore.
here at my house with two kids.
Real quick, solar
Cause I wasn't
update.
talking anymore.
So, you guys remember our last options were essentially ask the Supreme Court or go back to the trial court. Alex Beeman and then Grandview Solar's attorneys went ahead and filed a brief on transfer and requested transfer. That has a hard deadline where we could not, I think it was March 15th. So essentially, we did what had to be done with, so that the deadline wouldn't be voided. Now, if for some reason we wanted to withdraw that petition, we could always do that. But essentially, we had to do, because the deadline had to do something. So we went with something that didn't prejudice, in terms of pulling away from what we could do later. So those are both pending. They have a chance to reply, and then the Supreme Court gets to decide where they will take it up. So just a waiting game right now.
Alright, thank you for that. Alright.
How much waiting game? How much do they get?
It's the court system.
Yeah, the appellate court's moving even slower though, probably.
Stacy, I know it was just an overlook,
That's what I was
but did we
asking
start
for,
getting
I
these
figured
next month
probably
again?
No. That was, I did that on extra, I think.
Yeah, they're available if you
Yeah,
want
I can
to
print
go
off.
see them.
Okay, they won't be in the packets though.
No.
Alright, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor? Adjourn.